Hey guys, welcome to Art Today. It's Miss Baez. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a little reindeer using your hand as the model. I'm going to show you two different ways to do this, and you can decide which one you want, or if you have time, you could even try both of them. For this, you're going to need some brown paper, some googly eyes, and maybe even a little red nose if you want it to be a Rudolph. You're also going to need some scissors, some glue, and a pencil, and maybe even some crayons if you want to decorate it all. So let's get started. Okay, for this first reindeer today, I'm going to need to have two hands traced. So I'm going to put it at the very edge of my paper so I don't waste paper. If I put it in the middle, I can't use any of this. So always put it at the very edge so you use your paper wisely. Make sure you use a pencil. I'm going to use a Sharpie today so you can see my lines well. Pero siempre usar un lápiz, because can you erase a Sharpie? No. So always use a pencil so you can erase it. I'm going to spread my fingers out a little bit, but not a ridiculous amount. Okay, I want to try to only go on half of the paper because I'm going to make another hand right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start tracing my hand. So I traced it once, and then come over here and trace it again. Here we go. And if I missed a little bit, just fill it on in. I'm going to go ahead now and cut these out. So I'm going to start by cutting across the bottom. Then I'm going to cut it in half. And now I am ready to cut out my hand. There's one, and notice how I'm following my fingers here, but if you're having a hard time doing this, you can also just cut around it here, and then you can go ahead and just cut it in. So you're always cutting in towards the center, and then the pieces just fall away. It might be easier for some of you guys if you want to try that. So now I have my two hands here. What do you think these are going to become? Any ideas? Take a guess. Okay, if you guessed the antlers, you were correct. So now I'm going to take the bottom of this paper here, and I'm going to draw a head for my reindeer. I'm going to do this by using about half of this paper here. I'm going to cut it in half. This other quarter here I'm going to save for a different reindeer. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a head. Now their heads are a little bit fatter at the bottom and skinnier at the top, like this. It kind of looks like a gumdrop if you've ever had one. And then I'm going to draw two ears coming out. Okay. And I'm going to add the little center here and color that in. I can then also either draw eyes or I could use googly eyes. I'm going to go ahead and draw my eyes. I'm going to draw one really big eye, two really big eyes. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and draw a nice big nose. You could either color that in with red or black or brown, it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and cut out my reindeer head. And I have it just like this, okay? Now, my hands are a little big just because I'm an adult. So I'm going to go ahead and make them a little bit smaller at the bottom so that they fit a little bit better. So there's one. There's two. I'm going to make this one even smaller. So I'm making the actual part of my hand really small at the bottom, just so it fits under the reindeer like that. Okay, so there's my first reindeer. I can then color it and add my details. For my second reindeer, I'm just going to take my hand again. I'm going to trace it. Okay, now if you do not have a big enough piece of paper for your hand, you could ask for a half piece of paper to try it on here. Okay, with this one I'm going to make sure that my fingers are all spread out, and again I'm going to take my pencil. This one I'm going to connect the hand here. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. And then this is going to be my reindeer. It's the whole body of my reindeer. So this here is going to be my head, and these are my 4 feet. I'm going to take some of my extra brown paper here, and I'm going to draw this into antlers. Okay, so an antler is going to come up, go 1, 2, 3 at the top. So there's one. I'm going to go ahead out and cut that one out first. I'll show you why in a second. I'm going to cut out my one. And then I'm going to trace this antler to make sure both my antlers are the same size. Okay, so I'm now going to cut out my other antler. If you cannot cut this fast, no worries. Okay, and here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue my antlers on like this. I'm also then going to add an eye, and at the very end I'm going to add a nose. With a marker, I'm going to color the very bottom here. So these are like its little feet. If I don't want it to have a red nose, I could also just color a little black nose on it. Okay? So, if I also want to, I could add a little necktie here, like it's part of a sleigh. So I'm going to glue those things on there. And then I have my one reindeer done here. Any extra pieces of paper I have, I can put in the recycling bin. Then I have my second reindeer right here. Okay, so go ahead and make whichever type of reindeer you would like. If you have a chance, you can make both of them. Okay? I hope you had a lot of fun today making your 2 different reindeer. You can take these home with you today. So, with your reindeer, if you want to take this home, you could create an ornament or a decoration with this. You could punch a hole and tie a ribbon to the top of it. You could do the same for this one as well, either 1 or 2. Hope you had fun, and you guys have a wonderful day.